Hello, my darling treasures. Leonie Dawson refuses to be categorized the podcast, and it's one of those talk random shit kind of podcasts. I sound a bit husky at the moment because I've got a little bit of a head cold. Don't worry, it's not COVID. Also, I live in Australia. We've almost eradicated COVID, which is amazing. Anyway, it does mean that I sound seriously husky, and I did want to record some courses and stuff this week, and I am not going to, not with this sultry voice. People just become too aroused, when they're supposed to be learning instead. Bless them. So I'll wait until my voice returns to normal levels of excitable and less super sexual. Now, I wanted to tell you some things. What things do I want to tell you now? Okay, hold tight. So, first and foremost, I shared a post about my pronouns. If you go over to my blog, leoniedawson.com/blog, you will be able to find it. Basically, I'm sharing publicly that my pronouns are she or they, and so you don't have to say she and they. They're just used interchangeably. I'm groovy whether you call me a she or whether you call me a they. And I explained in that post that at some point I might share more about my journey in coming to that place, and I also might not, because and it's actually like somebody having to share about what their pronouns are and explain the story for it. Like, nobody is entitled to know the story of why someone's pronouns are the way that they are. The correct response is, when somebody shares their pronouns, is to go, oh, cool, thanks for letting me know, and then share your preferred pronouns. That's how this works. The answer is not, but why, or, but I don't get it, or but I don't think so. No, just shush it and read a book. Go read a fucking book. Go to leoniedawson.com/gender if you'd like to read a great book about gender identity. That'd be awesome. And what else? Oh, if you've got an opinion about pronouns, about the genderqueer movement, about LGBTQIA+ community, about transgender people, zip it. Fucking zip it. Your opinion is not worth more than another person's life. And we've got to be very clear here that when you have an opinion because you don't understand something and you voice that, you are hurting people. And these are people who are most at risk of suicide. So is your unfounded opinion, just because you don't fucking understand something, is it worth more than somebody else's life who is already hurting? No, it's not. So just zip it, read a book. That's all the options here. Since I shared about this publicly, I know my assistant has ended up just having to spend an hour of her time deleting and blocking people for saying some really just absolute abusive bullshit about pronouns and gender identity and all the usual shit. It's not you lovely people that are out there that are doing this, but some TERF author ended up resharing my posts on her page, and they all came after me. And you know what? Here's the thing. I said in the post, I don't give a fuck about your opinion. I genuinely don't. I'm not, it means absolutely nothing. It means absolutely nothing to me. And I could only hope that it gives this little catalyst, a little stir for you to just actually start reading some decent books about this and understanding it and stop hurting people. Because really, do you really want to hurt people who are already hurting? No. So let's skip. Anyway, I also felt, it hurts my heart that my assistant even has to do that, and see that stuff. Nobody should see this kind of vile sort of stuff. And I'm glad that her and me are both tough enough to go, whatever. But fucking hell, like, people do not need to see this rubbish. So if you've got an opinion and you don't understand about gender identity stuff, just hush before you, and then just go read a book. Anyway, you were most welcome to go check it out, leoniedawson.com/blog, and I may or may not talk about it more. It's really the fuck up to me and what I feel like. Yeah, happy days. And also, just if you are a member of the genderqueer community and the LGBTQIA plus community, and all the rainbows of neurodiversities, I love you, I support you, and I've got your back like a mama bear. I was joking with my assistant before as well. It's not really a joke, it's fucking true. But being gender non-conforming in terms of like having, you know, not exactly the kinds of pronouns that people would necessarily expect, it's actually a part of being on the autistic spectrum, which I have been formally diagnosed with. There's a really high incidence of people with ASD being gender non-conforming because, I don't know, I just think our brain operates a little bit differently. I'm they because, like, I'm she or they because I feel like either works for me. I don't really feel like I'm a woman first and foremost. I just don't really feel like anything necessarily. I feel like a human. I feel like a Leonie. You know what I fucking identify as? A Leonie. Those are my fucking preferred pronouns. A Leonie. She's really Leonieing that up. She's Leonieizing that situation. Leonie can be a real verb, and Leonie can be a pronoun. I shall declare it. And this is the thing, right? I'm a fucking soul first and foremost. For all, like, your spiritual people out there, we're fucking souls first and foremost. We aren't a gender first and foremost. So I don't get it when, like, some spiritual people, I don't know, get, like, accidentally turn into alt-right because they don't understand something. It's like, but isn't the spiritual truth of it all that we're all one and that we're all aren't, like, our souls aren't gendered? Meh. Anyway, so that's that. And honestly, it's such a fucking blip for me. It's not something that I'm not hugely interested in talking about beyond just saying this is what it is. And I had to do that post publicly as well because I've started putting my pronouns of she or they in all my profiles and started getting some questions popping up in forums, and then people started saying shit which was not useful and not helpful, and in fact was quite harmful. So I just shut that shit down and set some boundaries around it with that blog post. So that's where we're at with that. What else? For those of you who get my daily writing list, diaries, you can go to leoniedawson.com/daily to sign up for those. They're daily-ish. They're most weekdays. Give or take a few days wherever I feel like taking time off or doing something else or creating something else that you might not see. Anyway, leoniedawson.com/daily. Woo. Anyway, for those of you who are already on that list, you already know that I have been sick this week already. And it's been a really fucking useful time. I think this whole experience of taking so much time off work and not just doing the same thing again and again every day has really helped me see things with a lot more clarity. So I had all these things that I thought I had to do and were part of, business as usual. But I really need to step back and look at, like, strategically, what is actually fucking working here? What do I love doing? What feels like a really great fit for me and for what I want to create and for my business. And so I feel like I'm approaching this year with a whole bunch of clarity that I haven't had for a long time, which is really fucking nice. And I don't want to just dive back into the experience of just, like, work as usual. I want to be fucking intentional about what I'm choosing to do instead of just continuing to tick shit off my to-do list. Really continuing to refine my business back into Pareto's principle. You know, what is the 20% of my actions that create 80% of my results? And likewise, what is something that takes up 80% of my time but only brings in 20% of my profit? I shared about this on my 21-day challenge log. So you go to leoniedawson.com/21-day log. I ended up looking at the traffic for the last year, and only 20% of my traffic came from social media. And the rest was all other kinds of marketing that I'd done. And it was genuinely bizarre because I fucking know that absolutely 80% of my energy and time with marketing was thinking about social media marketing stuff when it's only brought in 20% of the revenue. Like, fuck that for a joke. So I'm going to just kill that shit off and just refocus on the stuff that actually brings in cash and actually feels like a really good fit for who I am as a soul and who I am as a creator. Now, here's the thing, like, even if your business is 100% reliant on social media right now, I would strongly and stringently recommend that you take steps every single day and every single week to change that paradigm, because here's what I'm here to fucking tell you guys, is that social media companies do not give a fuck about your business. They don't give a fuck about you, and they don't give a fuck about your mental or physical health. They do not. What they want is things that are actually the most damaging to you and the most damaging to your business. They want you to spend as much time as humanly possible in their apps as a business. That's what they want you to do. They want you to become full-time fucking content creators for their platforms and not get paid for it. They want you to give up your life and believe that that's how you build a business, and it is not the way to create a sustainable business. And here's the thing, if you think it's bad now, in 6 months' time, it's going to be even worse. In a year's time, it's going to be even worse. In 2 years' time, it's going to get even worse. Like, it's a steady decline where they will want more and more of you and your time and your soul and your precious gifts, and give you so much less back. They will want you to spend even more dollars in order to get even less traction and less profit with your business. That is absolutely the way. Abso-fucking-lutely. Now, here's the thing. Like, a lot of people are like, well, I don't understand how to build a business without, like, paid Facebook ads or social media. There is a billion ways to grow businesses outside of those two things. Most of my business is is organic traffic, which means I don't pay for shit. And in fact, I spent a lot of money on Facebook ads last year and a lot of time, and I paid like top-notch agencies to do it for me. And guess what? I brought in 5%. 5% of my traffic, guys. Fucking 5%. Are you fucking for real? Are you fucking for real? For something that cost way more than 5% of our expenses revenue. It was like the top expense. Absolutely the top monthly expense, and a huge part of my brain space as well. No wonder I was feeling fucking cranky about it. It's just not goddamn worth it. It's not goddamn worth it. So I'm just recommitting to building my business in organic ways and word of mouth ways. So if you fucking love me and you love what I do, please tell me about it to people. That would tell other people about me. I would really appreciate that. And I also feel like there's a whole bunch of people out there that are cool cats like you and me, like groovy, hippie humans. We need to find each other and support each other to create businesses and lives that are ours, truly, and that are creative and that are not business as usual, and that are wholehearted and soulful and all of those things. So I'm really fucking passionate about that. If you haven't checked out, I did a podcast episode about the 21-day challenge I'm doing. I just did my first week as well. My first 21-day challenge was to go off social media. And so I have blocked Facebook and Instagram off every computer and device that I own. And all I'm using is Messenger, because I use that as a text service for my friends and for my assistant as well. And honestly, I was so anxious before I did it. I was like, oh my God, how am I going to go through this? And guess what? Fucking what? It's so nice, guys. It's like real fucking nice. It is. I feel like I've got my life back. I feel like I've just woken up. What have I been doing? What have I goddamn doing? We've been fucking sleepwalking into this existence. I didn't choose this. I didn't choose to develop this raging addiction to social media and to my phone. And I'm not even as bad as most people are. And yet it is still an addiction. And it is something that is absolutely and intentionally created because social media companies, again, they don't give a fuck about your mental health. They don't give a fuck about your business. They don't give a fuck about your time. Apart from the fact they want more of it. They want more of you. That's the only thing that they're rating off. They want you on the app more so they can show you more ads. That's all they're trying to do. And they're running hundreds and hundreds of micro experiments every single day on every single person's user experience to see what they can do within the app in order for you to spend even more time on the app every single day. So this is absolutely designed to be the most addictive substance on earth. It is some fucked up shit, guys. I've been reading some books. I would highly recommend, if you're interested, studying with How to Break Up With Your Phone by Catherine Price. That book is full on phenomenal. I can rave about it till the cows come home. And it talks about the neuroscience behind it, all the research about what it's doing to your brain and why it's doing that, and the fact that this is completely fucking intentional. And that we're just not built for this. We aren't built for this. And it's only been 10 years since smartphones have come out. And we don't know what they're doing to us, except we do know what they're doing to us. All the research is showing it's fucked up shit. It is some fucked up shit, man. This is the equivalent of having a slot machine in your hand and just constantly doing it. And you're not sometimes you're spending your money on it, but guess what? You are spending the most precious resource that you have, and that is time. You don't want to spend your life at a slot machine. Our life is what we pay attention to. I don't want to pay attention to social media anymore when I know it doesn't make for good things for me. Another good book you might be interested in, Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport. Fucking phenomenal book, as is his other book, Deep Work, as well. I am a massive new fan of his. And mostly the question I keep asking myself again and again is, what is the great work that I want to perform while I'm here on earth? How will I know I have been successful at the end of this life? What do I want to have created before then in order to go, fuck yeah, I did it. I did the thing that I wanted to do, and I did the thing that I was meant to do, and this is going to be so hugely helpful and healing to people who need it. So that's what I'm thinking of over and over again. All right, my loves, there's more to say, but for now, I just want you to know that you are safe and you are loved and you are whole, and I am wishing good things for you always in all ways.